Yo, what's good guys, it's Kiwo. Today I'm going to be bringing y'all a movement tutorial for MW3 and Warzone 3, and hopefully by the end of the video y'all can implement these movement techniques into your gameplay. So to start off on the controller settings, there's going to be a couple of them that we're going to be talking about. The first setting would be your button layout. Now the only reason I play on default is because I play Claw, which benefits me, and if you're most players that play this game, you're most likely not playing Claw or you don't care about playing Claw. So for you, I would either recommend Tactical Flipped or Bumper Jumper Tactical, which both help with movement a lot. Alright, so for the next setting I'm going to be talking about is Dead Zone. All this is basically is how much control you're going to have over your two joysticks. The lower you go, the more control you're going to have, and the higher you go, the less control you're going to have. The only reason I use 7 is because I find it to be a good balance for me, but if I were you, I would experiment with this setting and see what's better for you. Another setting that's also important is sensitivity. Sensitivity and all really depends on you. I know people who play on 6.6, 2020, 13.13, but one thing I do not recommend is playing below at least 5.5. Now for the next setting you're going to want to have enabled is auto tac sprint. I can't stress this enough, you need this setting set to this because of how fast you move around the map with it, and how it also makes it to where you are putting less strain on your left joystick. And also one thing, don't forget to put your tactical sprint behavior to single tap sprint, which also helps you with snaking. The last important setting is going to be the slide/dive behavior setting. There's a rumor going around about how having dive and slide enabled causes delay, which is bad for your movement, so I do not recommend turning these other settings on, besides slide only. Alright, so for the first movement tech I'm going to be showing y'all is slide canceling. In order to slide cancel in Modern Warfare 2019, you needed to press circle circle X, which looks like this. But in this game, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is be in a full tac sprint and press circle and X if you're on PlayStation, and B and A if you're on Xbox, which looks like this. If you have timing problems while trying to slide cancel, all I recommend is pressing your X or A button a second after you slide to maximize your speed, which can also look like this.
He's not that bad.
Now I don't know if there's going to be a fix to the tac sprint so there's a reset to it, but the reason why you would want to abuse slide canceling so much is mainly for faster movement and better preparation for gunfights. Now for the next movement tech I'm going to be showing y'all is using movement with stims. Stims can be used in many ways, such as for breaking your enemy's cameras, or getting away in tough situations. Most of the time when you're coming across enemies, you're going to want to have stims because of how often they can save your life, or if you just want to be a flashy movement player going for clips. The only downside of using stims in this game now is how there's an actual second delay when pre-popping your stim before it actually gets to work, but in all I still prefer it if you want to become a better movement player. The main reason why stim movement is so useful is because of its easy ability to break other people's cameras, or to make it to where the aim is thrown off, which then makes it easy for you to kill them. The next important movement tech I'm going to be showing y'all is snaking. Also don't forget to put this setting to single tap sprint to help with snaking. What you want to do is crouch all the way down behind some sort of cover, click your left joystick for single tap sprint to be enabled, and then crouch all the way back down again. When done correctly, it should look like this at a rapid motion. It's going to be hard at first, so keep practicing. Now with the recent nerf to snaking in MW3, it's not as broken as it was in MW2, but when done correctly in this game, it can still throw your enemies off. The main reason why you'd want to use this movement tech is to mainly get info on your surroundings, and to come up to kill the enemy when you spot them. You can also add in a side-to-side movement in to throw your enemies off even more. Alright, so for the next tech I'm going to be talking about is centering. Centering is another important tech to have in this game. Centering is mainly more about where your crosshair is placed on your screen at all times when moving around a map. For the most part, if you have bad centering, none of these movement techs are going to help you at all. Some examples of bad centering could look like this: moving around the map with your crosshair looking at the floor, or entering a slide counter while looking at the ground. So the correct way to center your crosshair is to always have it at chest level of your enemy. This makes it to where you're prepared for every gunfight to come to you. Having proper centering with good movement can turn you into a very good movement player. The next movement tech I'm going to be talking about is strafing, or crouch spam strafing. Strafing is simply when you're moving left to right repeatedly trying to throw the enemy's aim off. To make it even harder for the enemy to hit you, you can even add in a crouch spam with those left to right strafes. Strafing in this game is not as important as the other movement techs, but it can still make a difference in your gameplay if used correctly. Alright, so for the next movement tech I'm going to be talking about is Zipline Movement. So to start, if you're an ordinary player, this is probably what you look like going up a zipline. Now the reason you don't want to do this is because of how once you get to the top of the zipline, it sort of puts you into this animation where you're stuck. And if someone is camping this zip, you're going to die 100% of the time. What you want to do instead is before you even try to go onto the zip, you want to jump and press square if you're on PlayStation and X for Xbox. And as soon as you're at the middle of the zip, you want to spam your jump button multiple times. Here's an example. This makes it to where you are not stuck in the zip animation and can move freely because it plunges you upward with momentum. Now when it comes to the longer zips, you can even add in some combos. You basically want to do the same thing, but once you jump off the zip, you want to now spam your square button to interact with the zip and rinse and repeat. Sometimes you might need to melee in order for it to work, but most of the time you don't need to. Alright, so for the next movement tech, I'm positive everybody knows what it is, which is b-hopping. So I'm not really going to go into depth about it. But in order to b-hop, all you need to do is basically be in a full tag sprint in order to gain some momentum, and all you want to do is jump, and jump again after your feet have hit the ground. It's really simple to do, and compared to the b-hop we had in MW2, I can say the b-hop in this game is somewhat better. But for the most part, the reason why you want to b-hop is to get out of tough situations and to throw your enemy's aim off. Alright, so for the last movement tech I'm going to be showing y'all is redirecting, which is simply just combining two movement techs. The reason why you want to use this tech is because it makes it harder for your enemy to track you. So let's say there's an enemy coming from this angle to peek me. All you'd want to do is use these two walls as cover, and you would want to jump from one side to another, throwing the enemy's aim off, like this. All redirecting is basically just switching directions. Another combo that you could use when redirecting is slide canceling to one side, and then just jumping to another side. Alright y'all, this is the end of the movement guide. I hope y'all enjoyed and learned something new from this video. If it did help you out, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe to show support. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video.